Alright, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, we are live in full effect right here, right now. We got the one and only, we got independent hip-hop legend, in my personal opinion, we got Money Matt right here, right now. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. First and foremost, man, happy Easter to you and yours, man. It's shaping up to be a beautiful long weekend.
Absolutely. Happy Easter to you as well. I appreciate that.
But I gotta ask you, man, I want to take you back to the beginning of your career, man. Like, what actually inspired and sparked Money Matt to get into the music industry initially?
So what happened was I was about 15 years old. I was like freestyling on a hobby. I did that for about 4 to 5 years. I like perfecting my sound while in the meantime learning the music business behind it, getting in and out of the studio, learning the process of what it takes to be an artist. Because I didn't want to just step in blindly. I wanted to actually have an initial plan. So at this time, this is when like Chicago drill rap was real popular, and trap music was just starting to take off. And I was kind of in that wave of doing trap music, and I was like, I want to step out and be different. And I had been going by Money Matt like that. It started as a street name, and I turned it into Money Matt, as in the money will never change me, and kind of went into a more motivational direction with it.
And also, man, taking you to 2012, you actually got your first studio setup, which actually led to your debut single, No Beats, Just Bars. I was wondering if you can tell our listeners a bit more about that. And of course, where can our listeners actually check that single out today?
So right now I have that single. We actually are getting ready to upload it. It's literally No Beats, Just Bars. It was a freestyle I did back December 16th of 2016. And I had learned, that was after 2012, I got my setup, and for like 4 years I continued on pushing, growing, learning how to record myself, format, and everything like that. And the No Beats Just Bars just came out as a freestyle, and I was like, man, this is different. I want to push this. So I dropped it as like an audio file at first on Facebook way back. Right now it's currently not up. It went into distribution January 1st of 2017. And then we actually pulled it just last year because I wanted to re-release it and kind of put the background, because it's kind of the layout of what direction I took my music. It tells you about Let Me Paint the Picture, Life of a Blank, my singles, Double Up, All Black. Like, I talk about all those things in this one body of work. So I was like, I really want to put this out and let people know my story behind it.
And also as well, man, December 16th of 2016, you actually created the movement called Money Mad Takeover. I was wondering if you could tell our listeners a bit more about that movement, and of course, like, how can our listeners engage more with Money Mad Takeover?
Yeah, so the Money Mad Takeover is essentially like me as an artist going to other artists' businesses, networking and building a unity pool, because I recognized early on in my career, I recognized there was a lot of jealousy and envy going on in my city. And I was like, what way can we bring everybody together? So I started the Money Matt Takeover, like, as in, we take over each state in a unified, positive manner, and people can get behind that, by going, liking, sharing the quotes, recommending songs they'd like to hear, things like that. How you get behind it, but we're actually taking it to another level. So I took it from the Money Matt Takeover 2017 and carried it up to where it is now, and it's actually now Catch the Wave or Drown in It, because we're spreading this positivity so far and reaching so many outlets so quick. I mean, I'm like, that was more, I felt like it was more catchy too. Like, we grabbed the people's attention by saying catch the wave or drown in it, as in it might just pass you up and you might not be able to catch the ride or understand what's going on, because that's what happens in a lot of independent artist careers, is they miss that window of opportunity and don't capitalize on it. I've always felt as an artist, to capitalize on my movement, I had to be a positive leader. I don't promote drug, sex, and violence in my music, so that's how I've inspired to be different. Like, I wasn't afraid to be myself. Like, I stepped out the streets, and I was knee deep in the streets, and I've seen people die. I've lost best friends. It's not it. It's not it. So I wanted to be that, like, positive, influential leader like we had growing up back when I was a kid.
And I gotta say, man, you were most definitely doing some phenomenal things with that takeover movement, man. I gotta say, you were most definitely setting yourself different from everybody else, and that's why, me personally, I like Money Matt.
Hey, I appreciate that. You know, I always strive to be different. You know, a lot of artists, they're afraid to be themselves. Like I said, I stepped out the streets. I got full custody of both my kids. I take care of my kids every day. I own two legitimate businesses. I'm about to drop 2 clothing lines. Like, it's hard to be legitimate and do the right things, but in the long run, doing good things will pay off for you. So, like, I pride myself on that, like, spreading positive knowledge instead of tearing down what we have built over the years. I'm trying to build it up and keep building it up so our younger people coming in have somebody to look up to or have somebody they can relate to, because not everybody lives in the hood. Not everybody gang bangs. Not everybody sells drugs. You know, shoots people, etc. I could go on. But, you know, to be different and not be afraid to be yourself is kind of what my movement's about. Is like, don't be afraid to step out the box and be yourself, because nobody can hate you for being you. They can only dislike the things you've done.
And also as well, man, I actually noticed that you were actually featured in Legendary Hip Hop magazine with Fred the Godson. I was wondering, what was that experience like? And of course, how did yourself and Fred get connected?
So I had picked up with that magazine early on, back in late 2017. I had dropped a cell phone video. It did like, I think it was at like 5,000 or 7,000 streams at that time. It was called Came From Nothing. I shot off because I didn't have the video budget, so I was still learning. Shot a cell phone video. We put it up. This magazine outlet reached out to me. They actually put me in a magazine with Migos first. And, you know, I got to parlay and network with a lot of the top industry executives, and that's how I learned a lot of the stuff I know. And as I keep going, like, so the magazine itself, they network you and pair you up with people in your network to help you excel. So, like, Legendary Dope Boys Hip Hop magazine has always been a huge accomplishment for me because they reach so many people outside of just music. They reach business people. And, you know, I had one guy come up to me, the chiropractor in California, actually hit me an email with a picture of my face in his lobby. It was actually really dope. So, you know, I always, just stuff like that, it's weird. It's weird, you know, like, when you start this mission, you never think people are going to hit you up and be like, yo, you're Money Matt, or, yo, you're DJ Immortal, you know what I mean? Like, it blows me back every time, because I look at it like I'm an everyday person, so I'm no better than nobody else. Like, I go to these showcases, I support artists. I just hosted a showcase on the 27th, so, like, you know, I perform there at the end of the show to show my support to them. And it's about building. So, like, I think on the independent level, we've exceeded a lot of the things that the mainstream set up for independent artists to sail on. And, you know, that's kind of where I came in and learned the business. Like, I've been offered deals, Epic, Warner, QC, Def Jam, Rock Nation, declined them all. It just wasn't a good fit. Now, I'm not saying I would never sign, but at this time, the way they structure the deal, they don't care about the artists like they used to.
And I agree with that, man. You know what I mean? I'm in the same boat as you. When people come up to me and say the same thing to me, I kind of sit back and go, man, come on, I'm just a normal white guy from Canada, right? So I most definitely get your vibe and get what you're saying on that account.
Yeah, no, it's always, you know, it's like I said, I always appreciate it. I always ask people to email me feedback. Like, if you hear a song and you think it's terrible, please email me. Like, I want you to. Like, I want to know why it's terrible. Why didn't you like it? Because that helps me as an artist create music you do like. And I think that's where I've also excelled as an independent artist, is because I'm not just a rapper. Like, I sing, I do rock. I got a country song on my debut album. Like, I mean, I'm doing all types of different music, so I never put myself in that category of a rapper. I always explain myself as an artist, because whatever someone throws at me, I'm trying to develop it, because that just makes your fan base increase and increase and increase, as well as shows your fan base you care about them. I do giveaways. I gave away 5 Apple subscriptions for a year last year. We're going to be giving away merch this year, so I'm trying to, you know, step in and do better things, more positive things now that I'm making money from my music. Like, it's not a lucrative living like I'd like, but the money I'm making, I'm doing good things. Let's say putting it in charities, putting it in stocks for myself down the road and my kids, like taking percentages and just doing different things, because the music, where people fall short at, is they think that streaming check's going to pay them, and it's not. You have to have several streams of income to make it in music. To be in the entertainment industry, you have to be able to market yourself, brand yourself, have brand awareness, have people talking about you over here, while in the meantime they're talking about your clothing line and shoe line over here. Like there's many different facets of business, and like I'm still learning. But the more I can learn and spread out, that's what I'm kind of trying to do.
And also, man, speaking of spreading out, you have actually won multiple awards, including the BMO Magazine Awards, man, and also BMO Music Award Magazine Awards and Underground Music Awards. My apologies. I was wondering, man, how does it
Yeah,
feel to actually win those phenomenal awards, man, and to actually say Money Matt, the award-winning hip hop artist?
yeah. I mean, the awards are awesome. To be honest, it's always awesome to get validated. But like at whatever point, I feel like we're up for 2 awards on another award platform, the SCA Awards, and I'm on there with mainstream artists, and it's always an honor, to be able to get recognized for the good work you do out here, because there's so many artists, and the ones that are taking themselves seriously, a lot of us get drowned out by all the BS in between. So, like as an artist that gets awarded, I've been 3 awards. My first award was Best New Male Artist, Best New Rapper of the Year. It was like a Rookie of the Year award, so like I won that, and it was like, wow, like this hard work's paying off, and I got a Hardest Working Artist of the Year in 2017, in 2018, and then also in 2020. So, like when you get awards, it's always awesome because people are like, they recognize what you're doing. But me, myself as a brand, I don't bank on those awards and try to level up. Like, like I'm an internationally published artist at this very time. I got articles in Italy. I got a shoe vendor in Italy. So, like, I mean, we're spreading out and spreading the message as a positive whole. So, like, when I get the awards, I always thank my fan base. Thank you. Without my fan base, I wouldn't have been able to complete that, because you rely on them for votes. You rely on them for shares. You rely on them for streaming. Like, being a genuine person doesn't come at a cost for me. So I don't care if they're sharing my music or they're liking a post. I still thank them, because at the end of the day, like if I was to ever blow, I mean, and I think we're headed in that direction. If I was to ever blow and win a Grammy, that would be the first people I'd be thanking. The people that supported me from way back, because that's how you get to where you get to in life. Like, not by stepping on people's necks and abusing your fan base and then just throwing them to the side. Like, you got to show them that you care about them like they care about your music.
And I gotta say, first and foremost, man, that Grammy is coming, bro. That Grammy's most definitely coming, man. So you better clear a spot on that trophy case, man, because I can definitely see you winning a Grammy, man. You're a phenomenal hip hop artist.
Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm aiming for it, but like I said, right now, it's more important for me to get out here, and I'm going to be doing a lot of street work this year. We avoided it for a while, and I did it in other states because where I'm at, like I live in Cincinnati, our crime's up right now, so like it's a lot of artists have been killed out here, over petty stuff. Like there's people dying all across the nation as a music artist. So like as a music artist, I try to move differently, but not act like I'm better than people. So like I stay in the house a lot, and I go out of town a lot and promote in their streets. Like I'm out in Atlanta in the streets. I'm out in Florida in the streets. Like wherever I can get out to, that's not at home, because I feel like at home people are they're gonna step on you and blah blah blah. You ain't this, you ain't that, and then you go out of town and you get that different love and bring it back with you, and your city starts to support you. Like that's kind of what's going on with me right now. So I'm really activated on getting out in these streets and doing some homeless food drives for the inner Cincinnati area, and surrounding areas. Like I'm trying to put together positive movements so people have something to do this summer. COVID shut down a lot of things, but I feel as an artist, getting the awards are cool, but giving it back to the people is even better. Like, so that's kind of who I am.
And also as well, man, one of my favorite projects by you is actually titled All Black, which actually dropped Halloween of 2019. I was wondering, man, what's the story and inspiration behind that phenomenal joint? And of course, where can our listeners buy or stream themselves a copy today?
Yeah, All Black, that actually was a fan request song from a fan. I'm on number1music.com, and they'll email you and stuff, and I put it up on there just for streaming. A bunch of people email me, we'd love to hear a song like this, like a club song with you and your friends out at the club doing this. And I created All Black, and I sent it to them. and they actually ended up paying me $275 for just writing the song. And I took that money and I put it into the, promotion of it, and I also kicked back money into their businesses. But like they were like, yo, it was kind of a vibe type of joint at first, and I interpreted the R&B. So Dre Slater, he's from Cincinnati, Ohio as well. I met up with him and I was like, yo, I think you'd be great on this song. You got the kind of swag I'm looking for. And we put it together. You can stream that on all major digital retailers, or go to my website, moneymat513.com/stream moneymat, and I got landing page right up for you right there. But yeah, that joint it was really different for me because I stepped outside of the box, and that's kind of when I started just stepping outside of the box a lot more, doing this over here, and let's try some rock, like let's try some country, let's try some of this R&B, like I'm very dynamic, so when someone throws something at me, I like to hone in on it and better that skill.
And also as well, man, another phenomenal project that's actually a very interesting one. I saw that you were actually working on a 50-track LP titled The Book of Matthew Unscripted. I was wondering, man, if you could tell our listeners a bit more about this 50-track LP and who's going to be featured on it. And of course, what can we expect when it drops to the general public?
Yeah, so I actually have the EP coming out first. It's called Year 4. It's a 2-song EP. Both songs are actually from the album. It's an introductory project, kind of talking about how I'm still young in this game, but I've overcame this and overcame that, and this is what I did is I took this from over here from the people that were taking it from you and brought it back to you. Like that's kind of what the EP's about. It's like giving back to your people and stuff like that. And the album itself is a whole body of work. I had put it in the works, way back when. I was like, I want to be the first independent artist to do a 50-track LP because Drake had dropped his 48-track LP, I think back in like 2018 or something like that. And I was working on it. This was all in the works then. And I heard about it. And I was, we're not going to go with that right now. We're going to go on to something else and come back to it later. And I came back to it, and it's kind of like it's about my life. So like where I started at and where I'm going to, like what I've been through along the way. It's real different because the dynamics I brought out in there is like trap, drill, pain music. It's really weird. So it's different for me. So you'll be able to buy actually hard copies of that. That'll be on my website for direct buy. The EP will be streaming everywhere as soon as I'm thinking July 21st. We were going to put it up in June, but I want to push it back because we got some videos coming out. So we got that, and then it's about being different, man. And the 50-track LP, I think, will really let my listeners know I took the advice they gave me along this journey, because I got about 200 plus emails of feedback that I used to help create these songs for this project.
And I gotta say, it most definitely sounds like a phenomenal project. And me, myself, I'm most definitely looking forward to that. Because I can just be honest with you, man. 50-track LP, man, most definitely will be much more than a double disc record.
Absolutely. I mean, it was really kind of the best way to tell my story. Like, like I'm a hard-working person naturally, like even without the music. Like, take the music away from me, and I own a landscaping business. I worked for FedEx. I worked for Amazon. I've worked dead-end jobs before and worked harder than anybody there, and that's just who I am. Like, I played football, so I'm naturally competitive in spirit, and when I started doing music, it was my way to express myself in a more open forum to people, like, without having to worry about who's judging me. It was like an unscripted book, and that's, like I said, the EP, or the LP, the LP, the name is my name. So the Book of Matthew, that's my real name, is Matthew Mansour, and, that LP is going to be something to be remembered in music, even if everything else is forgotten about me. Everything I ever did, they're gonna remember that I created a 50-track LP, and it was all bangers. It's gonna be epic. I mean, I'm really excited to do it. We got a lot of famous people that's gonna be shouting out the EP and the album. Like I put a lot of footwork in on getting celebrity consignment. Put a lot of money up in promotion to get these people to do this for me. So, as an artist, you got to invest in yourself. So, to all my artists out there, make sure you invest in yourself. Even if you're not an artist, if you're a business owner, invest in your own business first and show people that you care about you, because that's what's going to bring people to you.
And also as well, man, I have to ask you, what is next for Money Matt, man? Is there anything I missed during this interview? Any new projects? Anything else you still want to talk about or promote while we still have you here live on the Canadian airwaves?
Right now we're promoting Double Up. It's a club banger. It's been internationally published through press and Blue Rhymes Entertainment in Italy. So, like, we're around the world right now with that song. You can go bump that, stream that on all global platforms. You can go to my website, moneymat513.com. Check out my EPK. I have achievements on there. I have interviews on there all the way back to when I first started. Just tap in with me, because we got a lot of good things coming, and I don't want people to miss this stuff, because it's not like I'm doing it to get money. I'm actually giving things out here. Like, I'm giving merchandise away. I'm giving a free subscription to Apple Music for a year. Like, I mean, it's effortless what I'm doing. I mean, I'm doing it because not many people are doing it, and it's something to be remembered by. Like, man, he was a genuine guy. Thank you. Appreciate you. Like, that's what I'm about. So, like I said, Money Matt, it's the money that never changed me. No matter how big I get, I don't care. I'm making $10 million a year. I'll be taking half of that money and donating it somewhere to someone else that needs it, because there's people out there hurting right now.
But also, Money Matt, this is the time in the interview, man, that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. But most of all, man, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything Money Matt if they're not already doing so.
Okay, yeah, you can find me on Instagram at moneymat_513, Twitter at moneymat513, Facebook at the real Money Matt. Or you can go to our landing page on my website at moneymat513.com/contact us. I got emails, booking emails. All my social media is connected there. You can connect with me there. Shout out to my whole team, J. Chris Management, Mo Money. My wife, she's a big inspiration in this movement. She backed me up from day one. I mean, shout out Brooke. Without her, I wouldn't be doing a lot of this, really. Like, truth be told, like, she's really been here holding the house down with me and making it a lot easier for me to do what I'm able to do for other people, and as well as getting our message out there. So shout out to her. Shout out to Outlaw Radio. I appreciate y'all for having me on. It's a blessing always to be able to get on the air, even if it's momentarily, talk a little bit about what we're doing. So, I mean, I appreciate you guys for that. And shout out Dre's Radio Cafe in Tennessee, Boss Lady Radio in Milwaukee, QSJ in Florida, QSJ Radio in Florida. I mean, there's so many people. If I miss you, shout out everybody that's been rocking with Money Matt. Make sure you stay tapped in, because we're doing a lot of big things this year.
Hey, man, most definitely sounds like 2021 is the year of Money Matt, man. That Grammy's coming, man. Get ready for it.
I appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm hoping for great things. Like I said, I'm not a greedy person, so I'm just looking to spread this message, and that's what people are selling agendas. I'm out here selling a positive message. Like, I'm not even really selling the message. I'm just pushing it. People want to buy in. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, you already know what to do. I want to say I appreciate you, Matt, for taking the time out of your busy evening. And, man, hopefully down the line we can make this happen again. But for now, man, have yourself a good rest of the Easter weekend, and most definitely a good night.
Hey, I appreciate it. Happy Easter to you as well. Thank you to all the listeners out there tonight. Happy Easter, you guys and your family. Make sure you stay tuned in, and Outlaw Radio. They're doing some good things for artists.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Have yourself a wonderful night.
Hey, you too.